I just tweeted out to University of Wisconsin White Privilege Water that the name of their school is a racist microaggression. I really think we need to make an effort to get the name not only of the school, but of the city itself changed, lest we fear offending anyone in the state. I mean, isn't that the reason why we got rid of Native American nicknames? I think we need to begin peeling through the different municipalities. I think we need to start going over with a fine-tooth comb schools and their namesakes just to make sure we haven't offended anyone. Like, for instance, the name Milwaukee. Native American. All right, Ryan, who goes to the University of Wisconsin White Privilege Water. Are you a current student or are you a former student?
No, I'm a current student. I'm a sophomore right now.
You're a sophomore. Are you a white male, Ryan?
I am, unfortunately. And
I know. Really I'm sorry. So everything we're going to hear from Ryan, we have to take with a grain of salt here because it's white privilege. # white privilege. Ryan, please go on. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, well, I was just thinking that UW Whitewater had all their bases covered. I was in a class the other day where we listened to a lesbian speaker talk about her transgender book and her biracial son, who apparently has been put under the thumb of white privilege, and how we should all be so much more sensitive. And so I just thought, hey, Whitewater's doing a pretty good job of including everybody.
You had a lesbian speaker that she wrote a transgender book?
Correct.
And wanted everybody to know she had a biracial son who is suffering because of white privilege, but wouldn't part of him be being advantaged because of white privilege?
One would think, but, who knows?
All right, so anyways, what was the purpose of the lecture? What was the purpose of the lecture? So why was a lesbian talking about, writing a book about transgenderism?
Well, see, we had to read this book in fiction writing class because actually it's not totally about transgenderism. It has a transgender main character who's the heroine. And
okay.
So
a transgender main character who's the heroine, so it's a guy.
Yeah, it's a character who starts off being a guy and then transitions into being a woman.
Well, then transitions into a human being who looks like a woman but is still a guy.
Yeah.
Don't say that in class. You're going to get an F.
Yeah, I know. I have to be careful.
All right. Tell me what it's like on campus. I mean, you're sitting in that class. You've got a lesbian speaker who wrote a book that has the heroine as a man and then somehow felt the need to share information about her biracial son and the white privilege that somehow afflicts his life, which is probably just his mom filling his head with all kinds of different ways to feel oppressed and make excuses for his failures in life. But that aside, what do you do if you're someone who just thinks that's crap?
Well, really, you're told just keep your mouth shut. And that's sort of the whole mentality at Whitewater is we're liberal college professors, and we think every white person is racist. And we're going to tell you about it in every class, whether it has anything to do with race or not. I mean,
of your classes this semester, does this happen in every single one of your classes?
It hasn't happened yet this semester in every single one, but last semester it was every single class.
And what kind of classes are we talking about?
Well, to put it in perspective, I'm a professional writing and publishing major.
Okay.
And so I'm taking classes like grammar of standard written English.
Okay.
Or literature for young adults. That was another one I took. I took grant proposal writing.
Okay, and in every class, grant proposal writing, in every class, including grant proposal writing, you're being told how white people are racist?
Well, see, she worked it in really nicely in grant proposal writing because we talked about how we talked about writing a grant for Milwaukee that would help improve water quality and the environment. And she said that part of the problem in Milwaukee was that it was so racially segregated because of all the racist white people who want to move out to Waukesha. And so Milwaukee doesn't have enough money anymore to clean up its water supply.
Gotcha. I see. So here's an example of a type of grant you might write, a grant to get more money because all of those racist white people in Milwaukee all moved to Waukesha, leaving those black people behind to deal with crappy water quality.
Exactly.
I gotcha. Bing. Thank you very much. Ryan, hang in there.
Thank you.
I would tell you to swim upstream. I would tell you to fight the fight if you can. But if it's going to result in you not getting a degree, this is the problem. You'll be one out of 100 kids who might be willing to push back. But push back if you can. And if you can't, get me audio tape. Get me recordings of this stuff. I will play it. I will keep you anonymous. Thank you for being on the program. Thank you for joining me.
Yes, thank you very much. I'll do my best.
All right. Just be well. Check your privilege. Thanks for the call. You know what? And I mean, just this nonsense about racist white people leaving Milwaukee to go move to Waukesha. That's what a professor is telling students in white privilege water, that racist white people in Milwaukee left Milwaukee to live in Waukesha because they're racist. And so because those racist white people took their money with them, Milwaukee doesn't have enough money for water quality any longer. Mind you, remember what I have said about Milwaukee getting the lion's share of shared revenue. Remember what I said about Tom Barrett when he got a $29 million windfall within weeks after the passage of Act 10. And Milwaukee doesn't have enough money to get the basics right on water quality, not because of bad decision making, but because racist white people moved out of Milwaukee to Waukesha. So now all of the people in Waukesha are racist white people who moved out of Milwaukee because they hate black people. Got it? All right, good. Because that's what the professors, at least the one who teaches grand proposal writing at the University of Wisconsin, white privilege water, are teaching students in class. This same school who just tried to create a viral sensation and drive hate into the social media accounts of two students for putting an acne mask on their faces and taking a picture and sharing it with their friends. Dave, welcome to the program.